We're now at a point where you can create full videos with a simple prompt. Yes, that's exactly what you can do with Claude's latest skill, Remotion. This is a skill you can add to your Claude account to create product demos, social media content, and even dynamic presentation decks. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can use Remotion with Claude to start building interactive animations for free. And I'm going to do all of this without writing a single line of code. So if you're a beginner, this is the perfect tutorial for you. In this video, we're going to install Claude on your desktop, introduce you to Claude Skills, install Remotion, create an interactive product demo, and lastly, create social media content for your Instagram account. Let's get right into it. Firstly, if you don't have Claude on your desktop, I recommend you to download it. It's going to be much easier than using it in web. So all you have to do is type Claude Desktop here on Google. You're going to go to this link, and if you land here, just go here to the left and click Get Started. Scroll down and select the right option for you. So if you have a Mac, you'll click here. If you have a Windows, you'll click here. So I'm going to download it for myself. I have a Mac, and very quickly, I'll be able to have it up and running on my MacBook. Once you have the application on your desktop, all you have to do is sign up with your account, which you can do it very easily with a click of a button. And this is what it's going to look like once you're logged in. Once you're in the desktop app, you will see here that you have three options: chat, code, and co-work. You'll most likely be taken straight to chat as the preset option, but you'll actually want to go to co-work. This is where we're gonna not only create our skill, but also use it later on. So select this option. And now just before I download Remotion, I want to give you a quick introduction about Claude Skills. So just in case you don't know, a skill is like a cheat code. If you used to play video games when you were younger, you know that certain characters are overpowered or have special powers if you give them certain inputs. This is kind of similar. And there are three main things about skills that you have to know. One, each skill is tailored to a specific capability. In this case, we're going to use Remotion, which is for AI animations. Other skills will be tailored to other types of superpowers. Two, they reduce the need for repetition. So once you install a skill for the first time, you're going to have it saved on your account, which means every time you want to use it, you can just call it out and use it again and again without having to re-prompt Claude for the same requests. So install it once, have it forever. And three, in the future, when you're a little more advanced, you're going to be able to combine different skills to create much more complex workflows. So for example, today we're going to use Remotion to create AI videos. We could then add in the future 11 labs to make it so that there's voice over with our videos. But these are more complex workflows, which we won't really go into today. Okay, so now that's out of the way, let's go into a very crucial thing that people forget when trying to use skills. If you've just downloaded your desktop app for Claude, I'm going to recommend you to go here to the bottom left corner, and you're going to go to Settings. Go then to Capabilities, scroll down, make sure Claude Code Execution and File Creation is toggled on, and then allow network access as well. Without this, your Claude won't be able to go outside of your sandbox environment and actually fetch information from the internet. And in your case, especially if you have a website that you want to create content for, you want to be able to do that. So that's now done. Right, so now that's done, we're going to go back here and I'm going to type the following. Can you set up this skill for me? And then I'm going to add this right here. Don't worry about trying to copy it from the video. I put a link in the description with a step-by-step guide of how to set up Remotion with your Claude. So feel free to go there, just copy it directly and have fun with it. In the meantime, I also recommend you to go here and click on Work on a folder. Why? Because you want to make sure that all of the outputs from the work that you do are saved in a specific folder. At least in our case, we're going to be creating AI videos. So we want to make sure that all of those are saved in the same folder and not just scattered across the laptop. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to create a new folder called Remotion AI Videos and open it, allow, and now we're ready to go. So I'm going to click the button and this might take a little bit of time. It will take a few minutes to load. But sure enough, it will, and here we are. So I can see here that the installer is asking agents to install. Okay, so it seems to have been successful. So we have remote best practices already installed. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the skill to do something on my behalf via my Claude. So we're going to go ahead and say, can you create a simple product demo for my website using the Remotion skill? And I'm going to paste it here. Make sure to use the same type of colors and branding. And I'm going to hit enter. Now, admittedly, I'm not expecting it to work for the first time. If you've used AI before, you know there's no such thing as using it end-to-end without facing at least one error. But if we do face an error, at least I'm going to be able to troubleshoot it live so you can see how I do it and how you should do it too. All right, so I load this and it seems like it created a script and it seems like it created a video as well. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to click on the open button to see if it works. It seems to say here, failed to load local file, and it's not really working when I try again. So error number 1 right here, but I can see here that it has instructions. So what I'm going to do is say, can you do npm start for me? I could use Claude Code, but I'm not going to do it because I want this tutorial to be as simple as possible. So I'm just asking Claude to run it on my behalf, and it's going to load for a while. But eventually it will create the local host, which is essentially the local environment in which it's running this video. And I'm going to open it. And while I open it, I can see here that the site can't be reached. So error number 2, but there's always a way to go around it. And that's exactly what we're going to keep on doing. I'm going to reply, no, still the site can't be reached. Let's see what Claude does. So after thinking for a little bit, Claude says that the Remotion Studio is running inside of a Sandbox Linux VM on your computer, so its localhost isn't necessarily the same as your browser's localhost, and that's why it's not loading. Nevertheless, I don't really care about the details at this point. What I do care is about seeing my video. And this is exactly what Claude is giving me. So I'm going to be able to open my video right here on QuickTime Player. So if I click open, here we go. Okay, so this is what it created for me. The motions work. And it seems to be picking up the right information, which is great. But something that I noticed right away is it's not really using the right colors. I expected them to use green because that's the color of my logo. So we're actually going to have to go back to Claude. And I'm going to say, the demo looks good, but it's not using the colors or branding of the website. It's also not using the logo, which I'm uploading right now. This is something that you can do, which is upload your logo or upload some sort of image, and Remotion will use that. Please correct the video. And I'm going to drop my logo right here. And again, it's going to take a little bit of time. It's going to think, it's going to load, but surely it will give me the result, which will hopefully be much better than the previous one. I can see here, okay, so now Claude and Remotion can see that it is green and not blue, and it gave me a newer version of the video. Let's check it out. Let's see how it looks. All right, so it uses my logo, great. Uses the colors that I wanted. And yeah, overall, it feels like much more on brand. So this is something that I could actually envision using in a Quizzing's promotional, maybe not an ad, but maybe a promotional video of some sorts. So I'm liking that quite a lot. And by the way, something I'm not going to go super in-depth into is the ability to open this video in the Remotion Studio. You can actually go through the troubleshooting of making sure that you're not running Remotion on the Sandbox environment on your laptop. And it's very simple. You just have to prompt Claude and say, I actually want to open this on a Remotion Studio because I want to edit it. And then it'll give you the step-by-step guide. But this is essentially what the studio looks like. You can see here, now I'm running on the local host, which is on a web browser, but private to me. And you can see here what the studio looks like. And something about the studio, I'm not going to use it right now, but if you want to add different layers or edit the content that is produced, you can do so in this editor right here. This is also the place where you'd probably want to add voiceover or different elements to make the video perhaps a little different, more flashy, more composed, and generally a little bit more advanced. In our case, however, I'm going to jump to the next step, which is to create social media content with Remotion. So I'm going to open a new chat and I'm going to ask Claude, can you create a short social media video about Quizzings using the Remotion skill? And now I'm just referring back to the skill. I no longer have to install it or anything like that. Claude will remember and will know where to refer. I want us to use the colors of the brand and highlight an exclusive 15% discount campaign we're running until the end of the month. And I'm going to click let's go. So Claude will know how to use the skill automatically because it's been installed and used in the past. And hopefully it will be producing something quite good. So I'm going to wait for a couple of minutes and it's going to give me this. So yeah, there's a Remotion skill available. So Claude does remember, like I said, and it's going to start working. I can see here the thought process, and it created a 14-second videos with 5 scenes. So I'm going to open the video right here. Let's see how it looks. Okay, it's very similar, but it highlights here the 15% off that I asked. Okay, fine. It's not exactly what I envisioned because I wanted to add it on my phone. So I'm going to say the video was not produced in 4:3 dimensions, I think at least. Can you make the adjustment so I can post it on Instagram? The message looks good, but I would also like to add a flash offer 15% in the first scene. Because one thing that I want to try here, and I want you to be able to do it, is whenever you get an output from Claude Remotion, you can then tweak it. And I want to make sure that it works for editing an existing video that's already been created without having to go to the studio, of course. So Claude, again, is going to start thinking. It's going to work on it, and it's going to give me this. Let's see. Yep, 15% offer, flash offer right in the beginning. It was really fast. I could probably put it for longer. But yeah, it seems to work. And honestly, really not that bad. I kind of like that. I'm going to quickly send it to my phone because I want to be able to, where's my phone? I'm going to send it to my phone because I want to be able to see what this looks like on my phone and if Claude and Remotion are using the right dimensions like I asked them to. So I'm going to pull it over here. I'm going to send it across now, and it's good enough for me to post on Instagram. And yeah, I can see it right here. It looks good enough. I think the dimensions look okay. I was looking for the real size for me to do a full screen TikTok type of size. So I'm actually going to go back to Claude and say, can you make the ratio 9:16? Because I just quickly Googled and realized that the real ratio is actually 9:16 and not 4:3. So that's my bad. And it's going to make the adjustments, which makes it look like this. Yeah, this is exactly what I was looking for. A full screen page. The messaging is right. The layout has been edited so that it fits a screen, which is great. So the level of flexibility you're able to have with Remotion and Claude is quite big. It's able to go to your website, fetch information, fetch the brand identity and the text of it. You're able to then upload your logo, upload whatever information you want. It will then create automatically videos and motion pictures, let's say, without you having to actually say, I want this in this way and that way. It just kind of thinks for itself and is able to produce pretty good output for such a short period of time and for such a short prompt as well. You're able to see that once you get your first output, you're able to prompt it to improve it continuously, not just the colors, but also the dimensions of the video, which I find super helpful as well. I hope you found this video useful. If you want to see the full step-by-step guide, make sure to go to this website right here, sellingwithnas.com, or the first link in the description where I left the post where I wrote every single step that I took in this video. I hope you found it useful. If you liked it, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment if you have any question, and I'll see you in the next video.